All right, let's talk about your tech career, specifically what it's going to look like in 2026, and how to make sure you're not just surviving, but thriving. Because the rules of the game are changing fast, and the old advice, it just doesn't cut it anymore.
Okay, this right here, this is the single most important idea you have to get. In an age where AI can help anyone pass a multiple choice test, companies are getting smart. They don't want a piece of paper that says you know something. They want proof. Cold, hard proof that you can actually do the thing. And this slide, it pretty much sums up the whole shift. The old way was all about memorizing facts for a test. The new way, the only way that's going to matter, is about proving you have real hands-on practical skills. It's the difference between reading a book about swimming and actually being able to swim.
So yeah, the rules are changing. Big time. Certifications that used to be a golden ticket are frankly becoming wordless. And at the same time, others are emerging that can be more valuable than a 4-year degree.
Now, you might be asking, how do I know this? Well, because I've lived it. This advice comes from over 15 years of being in the trenches. I started out at a help desk, literally making $10 an hour, and worked my way up to a principal systems engineer, making over $300,000 a year. I've seen what gets you hired and what gets your resume thrown in the trash. Okay, so the first thing we got to do, we need to know what to avoid. It's time to filter out the noise and talk about the certs that you should probably be questioning right about now. Look, instead of just giving you a list of bad certs, I want to give you a filter, a way to think. So for any cert you're looking at, you got to ask yourself a few things. Is it all just theory? Is the return on investment, your time and your money, super low? Is it outdated? Or maybe the biggest one, do the companies you actually want to work for even care about it? These are your red flags. Let's take a classic example of low ROI, the CompTIA A+. You're looking at around $500 for a 2-part exam that honestly just doesn't open the doors it used to. 10, 15 years ago, sure, it could land you a help desk job. Today, you can spend that $500 and all that study time on something way more impactful. And then you've got these things I like to call paper tigers. The Certified Ethical Hacker, the CEH, is the perfect example. It sounds cool, right? But it's almost all theory. Real hiring managers for real hands-on hacking jobs, they just don't respect it. They're looking for something else entirely, like the OSCP. All right, so we know what to question. Let's move up a level to the strategic stepping stones. Now, these aren't a must-have for every single person, but if you have a specific goal, they can be an incredibly smart move. Now, the key word here is strategic. You don't get these just to have them, to add another logo to your LinkedIn. You get them with a clear purpose. To break into a specific field, to build a foundational skill, or to specialize in a really popular tool. So what kind of powers are we talking about here? Well, maybe you want to break into government tech, GovTech, or you need to build that rock-solid foundation in networking. Or maybe you're looking to pivot into the super hot field of IT audit and GRC, that's governance, risk, and compliance. For these specific moves, certain certs are basically your ticket in. Let's look at 2 perfect examples here. On one hand, you have the Cisco CCNA. Hands down, it's the best starting point if you want to truly understand how computer networks work. On the other hand, you have the CompTIA Security Plus. For one specific goal, getting a job in the US government or with a government contractor, this cert is an absolute game changer. The ROI is massive for that niche. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. We are now entering the elite tier. These aren't just job getters. These are career builders. These are the ones that really change the game for you. I'm talking about certs that put you in the running for jobs paying well over $200,000 a year. This is where your investment of time and energy doesn't just pay off, it can literally change your life. So, welcome to what I call the A tier. These are the certs built for right now, for the age of AI and massive automation. Getting these skills doesn't just make you valuable today, it makes you incredibly hard to replace tomorrow. So, what are we looking at? You've got the Microsoft Azure AI Security Engineer. That's all about proving you can lock down these new complex AI systems. Then there's the Red Hat Certified Engineer, the RHCE, which proves you can automate at scale, and almost all AI runs on automated Linux systems. And don't sleep on the AIGP. That's all about the non-technical side, the governance and ethics of AI that every single company is desperately trying to figure out right now.
And now, the top of the mountain, the S tier. This is the absolute gold standard. And look, these are not easy. They take a serious investment of time, of money, of focus. But the return? It's on a whole other level.
Let's run through them. First, the OSCP. If you want to be a real-deal pen tester, this is it. Period. Then you have the SANS GCAD. This proves you're not just a cloud user, you're a cloud architect. The CKAD makes you a master of Kubernetes, which is the engine running modern applications, opening up those high-paying DevOps jobs. And finally, the CISSP. If you want to be a security manager, a director, a CISO, this is pretty much a requirement.
And that, CISSP? For anyone who wants to climb the cybersecurity ladder to the very top? Listen, it is worth its weight in gold. It's the key that unlocks the executive jobs and the salaries that come with them. Phew. Okay, so that's the lay of the land. But knowing all this is one thing. What do you actually do with it? Let's boil this all down into a simple action plan you can start using today.
So here it is, your new game plan broken down into 3 simple steps. Step 1, filter. Just ignore the paper tigers, the certs that are all theory and no respect. Step 2, be strategic. If you need a stepping stone, pick one that gets you to a very specific goal. And step 3, invest. Put your real-time energy and money into those A-tier and S-tier certs that prove you have the hands-on skills that companies are desperate for. You see, it all boils down to one thing. It's not about collecting certificates anymore. The new rule is simple. Prove it. Prove you can do the work. So I'll leave you with this question. What skill are you going to prove first?